Picture yourself descending into the deep blue shadows of the Red Sea, where everyday life meets creatures that seem pulled from myth. Today we're tagging along with a group of fishermen in Aqaba, Jordan, who've traded the comfort of shore for the challenge of hunting giant squid, a gamble that puts courage and patience to the test. The expedition kicks off before the sun even clears the horizon. Boats are anchored with concrete blocks tied down by thick cables, so nothing drifts when surprises rise from the deep. Every detail matters, from how the gear is laid out to the final tug on each knot. Everything follows a ritual refined over generations. Once the boats are set, it's bait prep time. Fresh mackerel is sliced into clean cuts and fitted onto jigs, hooks made to lure predators that hunt in the dark. As soon as the arsenal is ready, lines slip beneath the surface and the crew's hush blends with the sound of the sea. A brief pause before the real test of strength. With every tug on the line, tension ramps up. No one knows if the next pull will bring a curious fish or the stubborn tentacle of a giant squid. That's the magic. An umpire-free showdown between stubborn people and an opponent that's ruled the deep for millions of years. If you want to see how far human grit can go and find out who wins this underwater arm wrestling match, stick around. The adventure's just getting started. The silence snaps with a high-pitched whir. The line screams, the reel squeals, and underwater a giant tentacle yanks hard. It looks like a squid victory, but the captain knows this is only the opening round. As the deck rocks, the crew moves in sync. Every steady pull gives back some tension, pretending to give in to wear the animal down. When the squid finally breaks the surface, it bursts up in a swirl of water and dark ink. Now the delicate work begins. Hold without snapping the line, keep clear of the tentacles, and haul at the exact right moment. One mistake and she dives back to the abyss. Nothing about getting this far is improvised. The rod, long carbon fiber, can take blows that would bend regular metal. The line, hundreds of meters of reinforced nylon, has enough stretch to absorb sudden runs. The hook, stainless and razor sharp, sinks in without missing. The bait is calculated too. Fresh sardines release just the right scent. Chunks of mackerel on silicone jigs flash colors that fool any night predator. All of it turns the squid's curiosity into a bite, and that bite into the duel you're watching. But the wind doesn't kick in with the first tentacle on deck. It's only real when the crew slides the animal onto ice, straps down the live well, and finally exhales. Until then, every second is a high-stakes wager between human ingenuity and raw nature. Picture yourself on deck when the lights snap on and turn the sea into a stage. That's the cue. Boats checked, floodlights aimed, life vests tested. The hunt for the giant Pacific octopus begins, a master of disguise that ranges from Japan to California in the cold North Pacific. Below the surface, it stretches over 13 feet of arm, weighs up to 110 pounds, and changes color in a blink. It lives from 30 to 2,000 meters down, hunting crustaceans, fish, even squid. To find it, crews drop tough nets with bait chambers designed to lure it in and shut down any escape plan. When the net comes back up, the job turns delicate. Fishermen use long poles or gaffs to hoist the catch without tearing the mesh or hurting the animal. Every move has to sink. One slip and hours of work are gone. But once the octopus clears the rail, the win is obvious and the deck erupts. From there, the journey heads ashore. In the plants, the first step is a quality check. Nothing gets in without inspection. Viscera and membranes are removed to keep the flavor clean. Depending on the order, the meat gets a quick tenderizing before cooking, steaming, grilling, frying, or boiling, always timed and temp-controlled. Cooked just right, the octopus is sliced to spec, vacuum-sealed or packed on ice, and stored in cold rooms. That way it stays fresh until it reaches its next stop. Restaurants, markets, or even your table. Ever wonder why octopus and squid stir up so much interest, both on global markets and on the plates in front of us? Let's start with octopus. Beyond its unique texture, it packs top-quality protein, vitamins B12 and B6, potassium, and selenium, a nutritional bundle that keeps demand steady. But if your curiosity goes beyond taste, look at the scale. Squid fishing alone tops 900,000 metric tons a year. A big share comes from South America, where crews brave cold waters and unpredictable currents chasing jumbo squid. Of the 10 most caught squid species worldwide, 3 dominate: shortfin, Argentine, and Humboldt. The operation starts far from shore. Ships equipped with cutting-edge GPS glide through darkness and, at the right spot, fire up powerful floodlights. The light pulls whole schools to the surface. Nets and jigs jump into action right after. In 2023 alone, that haul reached 320,000 tons of squid exports, about $590 million and thousands of jobs. After the catch, each batch hits production lines that blend speed and care. Inspection, cleaning, precision cuts, all under strict food safety and environmental rules. Tentacles and mantles take on various trims, get individually packed, and are frozen without losing freshness. The payoff goes well beyond convenience. Squid offers iron, zinc, potassium, calcium, and two friends of heart and brain, omega-3 and omega-6. That's how a deep-sea resident turns into food, income, and innovation. Today's story starts where deck lights barely skim the water. Boats head to seldom visited zones, drop traps, and wait for the curious giant octopus to wander in. Once the haul hits the pier, the clock's ticking. In Japanese kitchens, sashimi flavor relies on processing the animal right away. Picture a 40-kilo specimen with arms as thick as an adult wrist. Every minute counts. While that routine repeats across the North Pacific, another fleet sails from the U.S. East Coast chasing lobster and king crab. In 2022, they hauled 280 million pounds of lobster. 82% came from Maine. These crustaceans live from Maine to New Jersey, down to 700 meters, needing 5 to 7 years to reach legal size. The day starts at 3 a.m. Crews chop fresh herring or flounder, bait wire or wooden traps, and drop each one on target. Getting in is easy. Getting out is nearly impossible. The wait runs 2 to 3 days. When the buoys reappear, hydraulic haulers lift cages holding up to 20 lobsters. Sorting is quick. Shells outside the 83 to 127 millimeter range or egg-bearing females go straight back. That rule keeps tomorrow's catch alive. The dive starts before daylight hits the bottom. Every breath of tank air counts, and lobsters, some near 20 kilos, don't make it easy. A sure strike, a tight grip, a quick dash topside, the haul depends on technique, the spot, and the sea's mood. The game's changed. Restaurants pay more for live lobster, so part of the prep happens right there on the waves. As the boat heads in, the crew sorts, cleans, and packs the catch to arrive in perfect shape. Regulations have tightened. No license, no trip. Shells under the minimum or over the maximum size go back, and so do females with eggs. Protect the stock today so you can come back tomorrow. Now we turn to king crab. Before dawn, fishermen drop nylon-coated steel traps, each up to 800 pounds. Between 150 and 300 pots vanish into the dark, baited with herring or cod. 1 to 2 days later, winches haul up whatever the bottom allows. Only males over 18 centimeters and about 3 kilos stay aboard. The rest go back unharmed. In live tanks, vigilance never stops. A single dead crab can spoil the whole batch. The short fall season overlaps with the icy waters off Alaska and the Aleutians, and steep risk. Drownings and hypothermia make this fishery up to 80 times deadlier than the average job. The sea is still the breadwinner for countless families. In 2022 alone, U.S. king crab sales neared $500 million. To hit those numbers, crews face towering waves and sudden weather swings, staking their safety every trip. They're the link that turns life from the deep into food and income that circles the globe. So, did you enjoy sailing with us through these stories that start in the deep and end up on your plate? Then let us know you were on board. Hit like, drop a comment about the moment that hooked you most, and share this video with anyone else who loves the ocean's secrets. If you're not part of the crew yet, click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the next adventure. See you in the next video.